Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dire Bear and welcome to Falskallan Nights. Tonight's a big episode. Well, so we think. But before we get into tonight's session, let's thank a couple of our sponsors. First of all, I'd like to thank D&D Beyond. Without it, we wouldn't have a corrugation of all books, book source materials, and everything else that is D&D Beyond related on this website. And it has a great tool of creating encounters, having your character sheets on there, and organizing your campaign. So for me, it's a huge lifesaver. And it also ensures that I'm not overkilling my players. I say that, but I actually don't care. Because let's just be honest, they're little cockroaches. No matter how hard I want to push them down, they just keep popping back up. It's like a whack-a player just. But with that, also want to say we have Dire Bear merch. If you go to Streamlabs at Dire Bear, we have a bunch of t-shirts and other bunch of other materials. Wow, words are hard tonight apparently. But we have merch that goes to help supporting us, which supports us to give you guys better stories and more content for us to give. Because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So I want to say thank you again to Streamlabs for hosting our stuffs. If you end up missing an episode of Wild by Beyond the Witchlight, run by the Dire Bear DM, Heath, or my game, or Remnant Shadows, they do show up every Sunday on the Falskallan Nights, the Dire Bear Dire Bear YouTube channel. All of our previous games and that have been run by various other DMs and all the other games that I've run are on there. After a couple weeks, Twitch, we removed them because size limits are hard. But with that, I think that's everything. So let's get started on tonight's episode of Falskallan Nights. Last time on Falskallan Nights. After a week of preparations from the Parliament of Menestad, the guard captains and sergeants, the researchers and attenuates from Zero Perfectionist Academy of the Gifted Arcanist, the rats, and the hunters of evil and monsters. The big day has arrived. Solemn Lilac's Harvest Festival. What normally is a time for enjoying the harvest and reminiscing on the summer that had just passed is now a stress on the town of Menestad. Not knowing if a similar attack will happen, like what had occurred during the summer solstice celebration. With the anticipation of an attack coming, Team Them, with the help of everyone, helped the guards know how to deal with the extraplanar beings, researched on how to best deal with elementals, eventually coming up with a way to summon and bind one to a set of armor. Others headed into the town and attempted to create a furious, irrational reaction from a cult that had been causing the pain and turmoil around the country of Falskallan. Everything has been addressed and now has come to this moment. Day is cold, cloudy. The smell of summer is gone, and soon close, the winter's cold embrace coming in. Team them. Good morning.
Hi.
Hello there.
It is a good morning because we received a party boon.
Yay!
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, a Barty Poon as Steve puts it.
Oh,
No, that's not.
that's
No.
not what I got. That's not.
I didn't let Caiaphas' voice yet.
Everybody gets a lump of coal. Okay.
It really all slid through that.
And by coal, I mean poop. Oh, geez, where's the boon list?
Because I'm watching you.
All right, one of y'all want to roll it?
Sure.
I call dibs.
Okay.
It's cocked.
I'll roll
Okay,
it again.
10.
10?
Yep.
Y'all have advantage on your initiative rolls.
Oh,
I already
fuck.
get it.
no.
I already get advantage, damn it.
Yeah,
But
we know.
you guys need it.
Is that double advantage then?
No.
Doubling.
Super.
Super advantage.
Best of three. Best of three.
But
Roll all the dice.
good morning, team them.
Good morning.
You guys wake up, and I've already explained how the day is already looking. The sun is already up, and some of you are still kind of exhausted from your, well, from your escapades of working.
Learning hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Only if you're in college.
Through that. Who's not awake yet? Unless everybody is awake.
I don't know. How does everybody wake up? If they wake up.
Putting on the armor that we have rigged. How is it rigged for the quick release anyway? Just
How's
like
it? There's
couple
the way it's set
latches
up
to
is
pop
it's like
off.
two fundamental pieces that have had been put together and used with leather harnesses and whatnot, but it's been drastically reduced and pulled back. So as it is right now, it's just kind of like two pieces that are held by the shoulder straps, and then there's a piece of like not string but like a decent sized rope to actually cinch the waist in. That way you can actually do it. Quick release is pretty much how you tie that rope.
Or banging on doors. Wake up! Let's go! Wake up! Wake up!
I'm already
wrong.
up. The
Oh.
door is open.
Oh, wrong room. Some rare person.
All right, y'all get going. I'll catch you up.
Hey, nerds, got any final things for you to do before we sign off to go to the cult's funeral?
Probably. I mean,
If they show their faces.
Howard,
Well-
we can control this thing, right? It's not just going to be more havoc.
For as long as I can. And when that fails, well, I have a failsafe in mind.
I mean, I suppose. No, okay. As long as you have a plan, there's. We can just banish it, right? You can just banish it.
I cannot. I didn't get to learn that from Mogan yet. However, I do have
Hmm.
something. Might be the next best thing. Maybe not the next best, but it's decent. I mean, worst case, we kill it too.
Yeah, that's
I
a
mean,
pretty
they
bad
mentioned
place.
this. Sorry, I'm trying not to talk more.
But
If you have input, you'll be fighting too.
They mentioned this. All the peeps and the cattles heard it out, and then the cult comes in. If it does go ape shit,
added chaos.
just let it go ape shit.
Yeah. I meant a failsafe in case it, goes after citizens.
I hit it.
That is, like I said, another failsafe. Worst case, we kill it too. I mean, I assume we kill it, but try to kill it. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of this thing, Diamondback.
Yeah.
I don't know if we impressed upon you how difficult this is going to be to summon, but if you could help out in any way, if we have the time to summon this thing before things pop off, I would greatly appreciate it. It's going to be hard.
I can do my best. Be honest, I ain't ever summoned much. What do you need from me?
Whatever you can do to help me succeeded properly summoning this thing. It's much more powerful than we were anticipating it. Much more powerful than we were intending to create. But hey, if that turns out to be a good thing, awesome.
All right. Well, I mean, we've been in battle together before. I can pump you up a bit with my songs. I can, if things are happening around you, I can try and keep people off your back and soak up a little bit of hurt for you. Beyond that, I don't know. Like, is there any kind of my magic I could, like, any other kind of my magic I could weave into yours, or
those songs that you do that invigorate us would probably help.
You got it.
Please and thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh, spleen. Oh, spleen. I like that one.
Glad it made an impression. And, well, you'll probably hear another verse or two of it tonight, so.
That sounds exciting.
You hear a knock at the door.
Yep. Hello?
Come in.
The door opens up. And you see Chester. The guard that you guys had gotten familiar with.
Hey, Chester. How are you doing?
Hi there, how's it going?
Oh.
So, Fury's called a meeting. See you all in Pinmo's room.
There going to be food there?
All right.
You didn't say.
Ooh.
There is if you bring some.
True.
What? Do we have food here?
I don't know, do you?
I would be flabbergasted if you did not have mushrooms on your person.
Well, yeah, but, go get something else in there, some meat, some fruit.
Pinmo's requesting you guys right now, so I'd best not keep the Fury waiting.
Talk and walk. Let's go.
Yes, let's not dally.
You guys are walking through the corridors, and it is really busy. Like, you're not used to. It's kind of crazy, honestly, just how everybody's in a fury or like a fuss, just kind of going back and forth. Kind of like it's a really important day, and a lot of preparations that have happened are now coming to fruition. Making it upstairs into Pinmo's room. Pinmo, Fury, Harplin were all there, and same with all the guard captains and sergeants that you had trained, Spleen. There they are. I was wondering when you guys would show up. Well, today's a big day. Everything is prepped?
Prepped as it can be.
Good. I'm nervous. I like it.
I have something for that if you want.
It's okay. I need to feel alive a little bit.
I have something for that too. Make you feel
Pinmo,
everything.
Pinmo steps in. Well, the thing is here, we're going to set up all the guards that we can out on patrol routes, circumventing a lot of the festival grounds. We'll have some that'll go right through, but the guard captains will be manning all the exits. Easy to come in. If anything happens, we'll have quick response. The way the festival grounds have been set up, we made sure that there's going to be quick access and ease for any civilians, if anything does happen, to get out.
It's good.
Hopefully nothing will happen. But this is where you guys come in. Go into the festival grounds and just patrol. Watch. We'll have some of our guards in there as well, but you all are very much our first response. Here you look.
Okay.
At what point in the festival are the fireworks supposed to start? I would very much like to know ahead of time. It would be appreciated.
Harplin speaks up. Yes, that's okay. We're not going to set them off until I make my address.
Okay.
And this is where I think the major attack, if anything does happen, probably happen then. I'll have the attention of the crowd. I might set off a couple of fireworks. Something may happen, something may not. I don't know. Either way, I have to tell the people of Menestad that they are strong and that we are united. Then that everything will be okay. Yuri steps up. Well, I know that everything else here, but if anything does happen, I'll be in the crowds as well, and I'll be alone. I need to thoroughly bait this trap. They want to come after me? Well, I'm there.
Oh, I get the feeling pity them if they do go after you.
Of course. All these scars are from somebody trying to get the better of me. By the way, I've been trying to place where you guys were from. Points to you and to Yimmer and Diamondback. Are you Sabrak's boys?
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of go where the money is. So, worked with him for a time, worked with others, working here now.
It's absolutely fair.
That ain't a problem, is it?
No, not at all. I just want to, if you ever see him, let him know that this scar's still healing kind of funny.
Hmm. Well,
Oh,
be sure to pass it
there's
on.
some stuff going on over there.
Yeah. Now, in terms of making sure everybody in there is safe and we're patrolling right, does that mean y'all don't want me playing? Because that might attract some unwanted attention.
Harplin looks up. We have bards playing throughout throughout the festival grounds. Don't draw attention to yourself if you don't have
Sounds good.
to. Save your strength.
Are we? not at Fury because he needs to be alone, but are we sticking close? Or being around your area? Because if the bait is taken, the hunter behind it might be very juicy. Might be a lot of them. Or do you want us somewhere else?
No. Take whatever patrol routes you want. If something happens, you'll show up. It's just
Yeah.
a given.
Sounds like he's quite the master.
Master Vader! Yimmer!
Well played.
Sorry.
With that, I have a meeting with Flemish and Orland. I will talk to you all later. The festivities will start as soon as the sun goes down. Try to be there a little bit early. He gets up, steps away, and he walks out the door. Walking in that halfling swagger, covered in scars and everything that happens with him. Inmo looks up and looks over to the rest of the the sergeants and the captains. Well, you have your orders. May the gods look upon you good today. And stay safe. All the captains and sergeants look at each other, they look at Pinmo, they all go to attention, say their farewells, and head out. It's currently the morning, so you're not pressed to get down there quickly. So you still do have a day of preparations, any last minute stuff you want to do.
Well, y'all mind if I go out and get a little bit of busking done beforehand?
It's up to you. I mean,
There's no harm in that.
you want company?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having one or two about just to make sure nothing untoward happens before anything untoward's supposed to happen.
Well, I could do that. Might
Thank
stretch
you.
my legs. Kill you with all the legs.
Yeah, I'll go.
All right, much
No use
obliged.
of me sitting around. I'm antsy. I'm ready to get this started.
Well, all right then. Happy for the company.
So you head on out there, Diamondback with Spleen.
Yep.
Diamond
Spleen and Yim if he wants to come along. And I want to find a place where things are relatively busier, somewhere where there's a decent crowd.
Okay. You can definitely do that. But before we do that, the other two, the other guys, what are you guys thinking of doing? If anything.
Receiving
At the
another
very least, I'd like to. Oh, go ahead.
receiving another party boon, apparently.
Mm.
That's what we're thinking of doing.
Oh, it's one of those nights, is it?
I guess so.
All right, someone want to roll for it?
So D100.
20?
20.
But I have to roll twice for that.
What? Did you roll a 20?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You should have said natural 20. Jeez, I thought you were talking about the dice. Like, to roll a D100? No, 20.
No. It was, well, Steve, if you want to roll one, I just rolled one of them.
Okay.
The other 20, D20, was a 13.
13 and what was it? 13 and 19? You have advantage on your next death saving throw, and
Uh-oh.
as you're walking through the town, hey, you found a gold piece.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
You all have one extra gold piece that you've miraculously found at the same time.
Just found a
I'll take
small
it.
bag of gold.
Ooh, piece of candy.
There you go.
We're gonna James Woods this.
Oh no.
All right. Oh God, Traz, no. I let go. All right. So what are the nerds doing? If you're not going out,
No.
Well, we're going with Diamondback.
oh, okay.
Hmm.
I wouldn't
Oh, we
mind
are going?
just taking a walk around, pretending like we're
Cool.
enjoying the town.
Oh.
Oh, so you're all hitting the
Nice.
trail today. All right.
Nice.
You're walking through town, and the military ward is looking to be very sparse. It seems like it's kind of a day off going on there. You head into the Iron Bridge, and there's still people working, but it seems very sparse as well. You kind of figure, okay, maybe Noon Square. A lot, as much as the main festivities haven't happened, there's still like it's pre-con. There's still a lot of people there, just hanging out and doing stuff. You head into Noon Square, and you see that the festivities have been fully engulfed and full. Words are really hard tonight, apparently. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Everything is up and running. I think I need sugar, is what I need.
Yes.
Keep the excitement going.
Hmm.
The hustle and bustle that is within the Noon Square ward is very palpable. You definitely sense a nervous energy around. And you find a couple of like little intersection squares that haven't been taken over by the festival itself. And you can start setting up in any of those spots if you wish. Or if you're looking for something a little more busy.
One of those spots should do fine. As long as I can get somewhere where a lot of people can see and hear me, that's the main thing.
While we're doing that, I also do want to look around discreetly for locations that might be nearby but hidden enough that people don't see us attempting to summon an elemental.
Where you are right now, there are alleyways, and some of them do kind of wind. Like for you to make an investigation check.
Oh boy.
You're looking for something specific, not like just a general glance around.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it behind a street pole. No, we'll see you.
Wow, that's really good for super disadvantage. Unfortunately, I lost a nat 20 to it, but
Oh.
with super disadvantage, that is still a 16.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
You find that normally when you deal with elementals, you need something wider to kind of create a base. There are a couple of side streets that don't look to be very popular or not well used. You get the feeling that maybe something like that would work. So, Diamondback, what is everyone else doing during all this?
Now, are we trying to, provoke someone again, or are we just, kicking a hornet's nest?
Today we're trying to build the people's spirits up.
Oh.
See if we can,
Yeah.
I don't know, get a bit more morale going and steel them for what might be coming.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll just go over to the side then. Make sure no one sneaks up.
Much obliged,
Yeah.
Jim.
All right. Diamondback, make a performance check.
Alrighty.
Or do you
My-
wish to sing before the performance?
I would wish to sing before the performance, if that is okay with you.
Do it.
So I kind of call out to the to the crowd, see if I can get people's attention. So I say, "Fine folk in Menestad, y'all been through a lot this past while. You born it like champions, better than just about anybody I could ever think of. Takes a lot to get through what you have and still go about your days, look after yourselves, your kin, your friends. So this one goes out to you." I kind of start strumming a very warm, nostalgic kind of feeling song, singing out, "Folks stand tall here, taller than the trees, stronger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. River roads, take me home to the place I belong. Menestad, where hearts are glad. Take me home, you river roads."
Yeah. I'm inspired.
Roll a performance check, please.
Nice, with my new level 9 modifier. That is going to be 27.
You win.
You're singing this full song in front of a crowd, and you're used to doing this. What you feel especially on this morning and cresting into the noontime, you notice that the crowd around you is starting to actually gather, and you see like the inspiration on their faces just brightening up as you keep going and keep singing. You feel fairly confident that you just struck the right chord.
Awesome.
Okay,
When you're
bro.
done, a lot of people start clapping and like congratulating you and like telling you like, "Hey, good job on your songs. You're a really good singer," and everything else like that. A couple of people walk by and you see like about 10 copper get dropped of silver piece.
Nice. Well, thank you all kindly. Happy to oblige.
When you check the hat, there's a point of luck in there too.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, jeez. Oh, everybody's coming
Thank
out
you.
tonight. Oh, it looks like I'm gonna have to swing hard.
Apparently. Oh, just wait. I bet there's more coming. On
Yeah.
both sides.
You got another thing coming. The crowd starts dispersing as you stopped and recuperate from the power ballad that you just blurted. You don't see anybody giving you side eyes or looking at you all funny like.
Well, a performance notably devoid of critics. I could get used to that.
That's all right. Everybody starts moving on with their day, and you're generally left to the rabble. Is there anything else that you guys want to do?
Let you know that you also have received a point of luck. Mm.
I'm just gonna write luck point. Heart. Thank you, Otter. There we go.
There's time. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry.
I say there's time. I would like to see if anyone around here is selling writing utensils and parchment.
Writing utensils and parchment. Okay, well, make yourself an investigation check.
Alrighty. Wasted all the mojo on the singing. That's an 8.
Mm. start walking around Noon Square thinking, okay, maybe there's something around here that'll be akin to a stationery store. And looking around you, nothing's really popping up. You find one and realize, oh, it's closed.
Damn public holidays.
Looking for something in particular, Diamondback?
Well, ran out of paper recently, and it occurs to me I didn't swipe any of those pens from the library.
Like regular paper?
Parchment, something that looks nice.
I have a couple if you need.
No,
You
thank
realize
you.
we carry regularly. I mean, we have plenty.
No,
When,
I didn't want to impose.
how much would you like?
For now, about 3 or 4 sheets ought to do me.
I can do
Easy.
that.
No, thank you. Yeah, I gladly take the paper.
You take the paper, and it's actually this really it's rather thick. I feel like it's going to take the ink real well. This is some serious Academy stuff where it's not just your regular parchment. The thread count's beautiful.
Nice.
Ooh,
No,
papyrus.
thank you.
Yeah. And some of the ink that they give you is definitely doesn't look like it's the highest quality, but it's middle of the road, and it doesn't look cheaper. It doesn't look like it's gonna spill when you start scrolling. Certain thickness to it when you shake the bottle.
Much obliged, boys. Won't need to use it immediately, but it's always nice to have on hand.
Yeah, we generally need to keep it on hand. For spell books.
I can imagine.
It certainly helps.
You guys start making your way through the town, and you head into the main square where the festival is set up. Everything is ready to go, except now like nothing is lit. All the bonfire stacks, all the small stacks and the one giant one are ready to go. It just hadn't had that time to be ignited yet. It is a cold day, but it's not enough to start any of that. There are people manning their stands, but it looks more or less just everybody setting up, getting ready to go, pre-cooking a lot of long sautéed or marinated meats, vegetables getting prepped and diced. You see some like stuffed animals kind of getting positioned and prostrated to be sold. But with that, you generally get the sense that people are kind of just in their own worlds right now. You guys heading back to Castle Menestad? You're
Uh, I'd like to go to the armory place that Diamondback went to.
the Minotaur's Arsenal?
Yes, Mr. Rock.
Yes. Okay.
I'll go with.
Okay.
Same. And I'm gonna try and bring Spleen and Hal.
Try.
Okay, give me a second.
On our way there, I'm gonna explain to Spleen. It might be good for us to find you something that works a little better. Not that there's anything wrong with your weapons, but there are better ones.
My weapons.
Okay.
Let's just look around, see what they have.
You
All right.
know how many things I killed with this? Oh man. Oh, fine. I'll just.
One second.
Bless you.
That was clearing my throat. You end up heading into the Iron Bridge district. Again, there's soot everywhere. It's a perpetual thing. No matter how clean you get stuff, it just becomes dirty. You end up getting into the Minotaur's arsenal and walking through the front door. It is open, and you see Munrock just working in the back. You see him slating over what looks to be a greatsword. He's got the large tang held by a couple of clamps, and he's just wailing on it, just doesn't look like he's heard anybody walk into the store.
Is there anyone else, or is it just him?
As of right now, it looks like it's just him.
Just gonna kind of on the door.
He's still wailing away. It kind of looks like he's in a trance, just kind of king, king. Like his back is towards you.
Point. Message. I hope we're not interrupting. We wanted to take a quick look around.
Wing, ting, 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 ting. Looks up, turns around. Oh. Hey. Sorry. Sometimes I just, when I get into the rhythm, I just get into the rhythm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
All right. Well, no, you're not interrupting me. Forgive my unattentiveness to you. How can I help you?
Well, you did such a good job with my friend's stuff here. I was wondering if might have anything a little more sturdy for someone my stature. Doesn't have to be all flashy, just, get the job done.
I don't remember what I did.
That was a fine set of studded leather.
Right. Yeah, those are rare these days now. Yeah, that's right, I did that. So you want studded leather as well there?
Well, anything that's a little more rugged than just kind of regular leathers I'm wearing.
So you just want a little more rigidity in the leathers.
Yeah. Like still quiet. Want to, sneak about and not draw too much attention, but someone tries to go for me, it'd be nice not to, crumple like a flower.
I understand. Protection of oneself is a necessary thing out in this world.
Exactly.
I got you. All right, step on the stool. And he points over into the corner, and he's like, "Pull the thing out and let me get a measure on you."
In front of everyone?
We can turn around if you want.
Well, I don't think that. Okay. Drops his trousers.
Not get naked, Jesus.
Well, you said pull your thing out.
It is braided.
I told you.
Not what I expected to see or hear today.
You guys are ridiculous. Sir, pull your pants up, please.
Sorry. Bit of a miscommunication.
Look, if you want me to do this for you, please at least take this a little bit seriously.
Well, I am. I did what you asked me to. What I thought you asked me to.
You'll have to forgive him. Polite society ain't something he's used to being around.
I can tell.
Hey, plenty of polite people like to take the trousers down. Just usually not in front of others, without...
He just raises his hand and just... Want this done or not?
Yes.
Get on the damn stool.
I thought I was. That was the problem. I was just displaying myself to everyone on the stool. Okay,
You just
I'm gonna pull up my trousers, and I'm just gonna stand with my arms out like this, and do with me as you will.
I am
You've made this
noticing
sufficiently
my book
awkward.
shadows right now.
I don't want to touch you anymore.
Okay.
I don't even want to get close.
If you like, I can.
I can do it.
No. Have you done any armoring?
No, but I can figure it out. Just give me the instructions. It's like that one story called Ghost or something. You just guide me through it.
No.
Okay.
Now, if there's anything else, I'm gonna get back to my work.
Well, actually, I was wondering what kind of weapons you might have. Magical weapons, if you have anything like that.
Honestly, don't have anything magical right now. The Triumvirate had come through and yoinked up a couple of things that they had previously sold to me.
Shit. You know anyone who does?
Hard pressed these days. It's actually quite rare finding items like that now. People have been coming up and buying them out, or, well, some orders telling us to refuse service to people with it.
Items like what? Like what are you talking about?
Weapons that'll help in battle. They have a natural knack for finding the good spots.
That doesn't make any sense. You know how weird that sounds? It's usually the person that's wielding the weapon knows where the good spots are. The weapon doesn't know. The weapon could be just as dumb as the one person that's wielding it, so they don't know shit. They actually ain't gonna hit shit. What?
Sometimes you don't want to make a mess. Like, you still want them to die, but you want them to die, like, a little later, when you can, like, go away. So, like, it's good to, like, go pokey, pokey, stabby, stabby, run away. And then they're like, what the? And then they die. That is a lot more better.
That's called poison.
Well,
Venom.
that too. Anyways, Mr. Moon, I can only hold my arms out so long.
Did you say Mr. Moo? Wait,
No,
did
Mr.
you say Mr. Moo?
No,
To the
Mr.
middle.
Moon. I'm terribly sorry. I did not mean that. That was not meant to be offensive. Oh, fine.
Moon with an N?
Yes, but that's his name, Mr. Moonrock.
It's Mun Rock.
Oh. Oh, boy.
You've sufficiently made this awkward. Get out.
Yep.
You've tried my patience for today. If you want to try again tomorrow, please stop by. But right now, I have no patience for you.
Promptly leaving.
Not the fastest I've been kicked out of an establishment.
I think he doesn't like us.
He's not really one for horsing around, is he?
Soon as we're out, I'll say, well, still nothing to have a cow over.
Nah.
I'm outside.
Are you saying this in the
Oh, yeah, me
shop?
too.
No, I wait until
Yeah,
I'm
it's
outside
just
the
like-
door's closed.
That was utterly pathetic. Ah!
Did he have orders? Oh, shit. Should I have been saying miss?
I think Spleen's bullshitting you.
I need more sugar.
You know you've done something right when you've punned out the DM.
Oof.
Less than an hour in, and he's already had to walk away.
It's
Excellent.
no, you're not bumming me out. I need more energy for this. Thank you to chocolate chips.
Got black cherries.
Damn, chocolate chips getting all sticky.
So is this how you thought this session would start off?
Exactly, Howard. Everything is according to plan.
No surprises here.
Musical number gets kicked out of an establishment.
Musical number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of casual nudity.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
We laughed, we cried, we ate a pie.
It's pie. Still hungry. We haven't eaten.
Mm.
You guys haven't been.
It's a
I've been eating this
celebration
whole
day.
time.
Get them churros.
I'm over
What?
here just snacking on stuff with spleen.
Don't you? These are goat eyes.
As
They're not
opposed to
bad.
elephant ears.
I've eaten worse.
I mean, there's probably a decent
Yay.
tavern around here if we want to grab something to eat.
There is. Apparently, I can't find Iron Bridge district in my notes, so
We go back to the Kraken's whip.
I am still experiencing, shall we say, the after effects of our last meal there.
It does have a tendency to just kind of make things move quickly.
Yep. Reminds me of, well, frankly, reminds me of that time you stirred those uncooked mushrooms into the stew and, well, yeah.
It's pretty fair. Pretty fair.
So
At
now
least I wasn't selling it.
Does he do that regularly?
Yeah, but with irregular regularity.
Sounds like you're still recovering from one, yes?
Let's just say I only just got used to sitting down comfortably again.
I know those nights
I'm just
Yeah.
for several reasons.
leaning over to Hal. I'm just leaning over to Hal like, if he's ever in the kitchen, please purify the food before we eat.
I mean, there's only so much we can do with hill giant toes, so.
you guys are walking through, and you're looking for a tavern, or you're just looking for a place to eat right now.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
looking for
street food.
churros.
Any street food?
Any
Like,
street
there's
food?
there's a festival. Like, are there?
You guys are
Okay.
kind of far away from the festival grounds right now,
Oh,
so you're not anywhere near where anybody would want to try and street vendor their stuffs.
it was miscalculation.
But you do happen upon a tavern there. It's called the Dwarven Splint. Yeah, it's a tavern that's a concrete and sprawling single-story building with a brown tile roof and a shiny hardwood floor. It's not exactly something to write home about, but it kind of gets the job done, and you definitely get the sense that it's meant for Yimmer-sized folk.
Okay, if you say normal. Yimmer is normal.
Judging from my last interaction, no. How to get promptly kicked out of a blacksmith.
Yeah.
Had to be the title of his autobiography: Mushrooms and Misadventures in a Blacksmith.
Let me unsheath myself a bit. Anywho, look at these floors. They're so shiny. You know what they say about taverns with shiny floors? If it's a shiny floor, you ask for more.
It's
They
a
say
fairly
that?
sparse. It's fairly sparse. Everything
Well-
inside right now. It's very like there's oaken tables, chairs, seemingly neat, but you kind of still get the feeling that there's always a layer of dust or soot brought in from the people who are normally working. Given that it is a holiday, not a lot of people are out right now. Getting their things, they're getting their things done. So you kind of have the place to yourself. You see the one waitress, she is a dwarvish girl, red hair, put up in a tight, high bun. She looks at you. Well, how can I help you?
Well, you can help us by bringing some of your best meat and some of your best grub.
Ah, mead. All right, let's go. So, we got yourself a honey mead. You got more of a wheat barley mead. That's kind of it for meads. Then we got the nice brown ales. Ooh, that's about it for that too.
Well, how about just honey meat for me? Honey
For
meat
the
all
rest of
around?
you?
Yeah, I'll go for honey mead. Need to keep the voice in order.
All right, meads for the rest of you. Gotcha. All right,
Mhm.
sit your ass down. I'll get to you.
Thank you.
In about 5 minutes, a couple minutes later, she comes out and she's got these huge tankards filled with this sweet smelling mead. All right, here you go. And these cups are all wooden carved and glazed in a honey, like a honey resin. So you can taste the honey, not from the mead, but from the cup itself, and it's just a nice flavor addition to the palate that happens to be with the mead. You get these floral hints of like elderflowers and very much like wildflowers that go with it. It is aromatic and beautiful. And you think it would be a punch to the mouth of sugar. It isn't. You definitely you taste the fermentation of the honey and the yeast that had gone into making sure that this became alcoholic. It is delicious.
Well,
Yeah. Oh, ooh, that's nice.
see, shiny floor, ask for more. Checks out.
Well, might just want to be judicious with the mead. We do gotta, be sharp for tonight.
I'm barely drinking anything.
Plenty of time to wear it off.
she comes back. All right. Is there anything you'd like to eat?
Meat.
Meat. Ah, that's good. We have lots of that here. I'd recommend a special.
Mm.
What's
Yeah,
the
what would that
special?
be?
It's a boar tenderloin with a pot of stew on the side.
Yep.
It's more of a communal thing. You can bring up like a nice big, 5 pound boar.
Oh,
Bring in a nice cauldron full of stew. Yeah, fills you right up. She hits her belly, and you notice that she's a little bit pudgy around the waist, but that's all right. Big girl's
Yeah.
good.
She ain't skipping any meals.
That sounds like a plan.
Yep.
All right,
At
we'll
least
take
to
two
me.
of those then.
All right, 2 communals. Got it. Turns around, you just hear her yell, Sashan! Communals! You hear in the background, about 20 minutes later, all this food comes out, and this boar looks absolutely juicy and tender. It comes on its like own little charcuterie plate, but it's more bold because there's juices in there. It's already pre-sliced.
Hmm.
The cauldron of stew comes out, and you see these thick meats right in there with potatoes and carrots. This thing looks hearty as ever living heck.
Thinking
And
about
And
punching.
she drops both of them down. She's carrying them all in one go, and just boom, 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 drops it. Comes and turns around,
indeed.
walks away, comes back with 4 large loaves of bread, just like these large buns. And she just says, "So the trick here is you hollow out the bread, you put the stew in there, and then you eat it."
Okay.
I'll eat your buns any day, lass.
Oh.
She
Well,
looks
look at it. It's delicious. Just so fluffy but firm.
she looks you up and down. Maybe. And turns around and walks away.
Nimmers. Mm.
I elbow him. Give him the eye, the knowing eye.
Well, struck out at the guild, so if at first you don't succeed, try again.
I
But
can
you
cheers
talk
to
about
that.
You talk about glam?
Well, I didn't see it, but Diamondback thought there was something, and then when I tried to engage, well, it was though it didn't exist.
Well, you do come on a little strong sometimes.
Yeah.
We might be playing hard to get.
Yeah, it's hard to get and just completely over your head. Like, she didn't even know my name. Didn't even think that we'd met before.
Yeah, sounds like her.
Yeah, like we all have those times. I like forgetting as much as the next person, but, nice to remember a pretty face, At least that's what I like to.
That means your first impression was pretty weak.
Well, now I'm just getting mixed messages. First I'm too strong, now I'm too weak.
It's better than being remembered for something that makes you a problem, like, say, being a goblin that destroys a door.
I knew you were gonna say some shit like that.
I throw a piece of bread at him.
Make it
You're supposed to hollow those out. Sorry.
Make an attack roll.
I roll to throw bread.
You're not proficient in bread.
Oh,
Something I can roll to try and catch it in my mouth.
oh, it's bad. What do I even add?
Just a dexterity.
Dexterity mod.
What the hell was that?
9.
You chug the piece of bread, and you kind of miscalculated as you released. It kind of slipped out of the fingers and into the stew, the giant cauldron of stew.
Push my hand in there and grab it.
You take a point of fire damage just by sticking your hand in the hot stew.
What?
It's hot. What do you expect? You put in.
I do that all the time in real life. It's fine.
Girl, you going around sticking your hand in people's stews?
My own stew.
You get like a mani-pedi in the stew bowl, just
I
just sticking your fingers in there.
well, it's like on the surface. It's on the surface. You get little bread particles. You just kind of,
You threw a chunk of bread, not a little thing. God damn it, take your point and be glad I only gave you a point.
I took it even before I went in my little thing.
The meal goes on, and it is absolutely delicious. She comes back and gives you the bill, and it turns out to be 10 silver for the whole thing.
I'll leave 2 gold. I'll cover this. This was on my idea, so my treat.
She looks down and up.
Yeah.
That's very generous of you. Thank
Well,
you.
it's not too often we're greeted by someone as sweet as the mead here, so thank you, hon.
Oh, you're adorable.
Oh, right back at you, love.
Well, you have yourself a good day. And are you going to the festival?
Well, I don't know. Are you going?
I might go. I don't know. I got a family to take care of.
Oh, well, that's you bring the whole family then.
Maybe. The little ones, they get kind of fussy if they don't. They don't. But I like going anyway. That's all right. Well, I'll see. I'll see if we go.
If I see you, that's great. And if not, it's been wonderful meeting you.
What's up, Diamondback? You putting your hand up?
Any like visual indicators of marital status in this world? Like rings or any kind of jewelry?
You know, I didn't think that far. There is no such thing as marriage. Everybody just procreates and that's it.
I remember
like it.
when we made Trail think about that before stream.
You will not bully me into marriage.
Basically, I just want to see if there's any way for me to tell if she's married or not. I want to see if I can spot it out.
For the sake of it, there is a wedding ring.
Yeah, I kind of get a look at that, and I just sort of.
I will now have to think about how people get married in this world.
I'll notice that and just kind of like fiddle with my ring finger as innocuously as I can in Yimmer's direction.
Oh, is your hand acting up again?
A little bit.
Yeah, well, I
Ramped
got
up playing earlier.
got that stuff you can rub on it. Only tingles for a little bit.
I'll be fine for now.
Yimmer, I think she's hitched.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Thank you. This was embarrassing enough as it was, but it's always nice to get things out in an open, put a nice label on it, make sure everyone got the message. So thank you.
You're welcome. I'm really happy I can help you out. I could be your wingman.
Well, that might be necessary. I'm 0 for 2 since coming back to polite society. Can't say things are looking too great for me.
That's all good, partner. I've been 0 for. I don't even want to think how long. Sometimes it just works for you.
Just out of the principle of it all, I am not hitting on my cousin. Thank you very much.
Suppose that is a hang up.
Good for the game, JT.
I mean, y'all never thought to ask Spleen?
Ask me what?
Just be aware it's not 100% safe from what I've gathered.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
You don't make no sense. Ah!
It's nerd stuff, don't worry.
Anyways,
you guys are heading back to Castle Menestad then after this?
anywhere away from here.
Yeah, right now I'm gonna choke on my drink. JT.
We shall leave the shame behind us. Just walking away. Dr. Definitely improve.
Okay. All right, breathe in, breathe out. You guys head back to Castle Menestad, and you notice that the captains are out with their platoons, just kind of not getting the dress down, but getting the pep talks going and making sure that everybody's got their marks and know where to go and how everything is going. Will be going, and if anything does happen, you initiate into the emergency plans, and they start going into further details. And Spleen, you're recognizing that a lot of these battle plans are something that you had taught them throughout the week.
My ear twitches listening.
And it sounds to be absolutely correct to what you had said.
Making sure.
Yep.
Good. Oh,
You
I'm
head back
excited.
in. You head back in, and you guys splitting off. You're heading into your room to rest up, meeting people.
Rest sounds good to me. I don't know about you all.
A little bit.
Yimmer wants to go in to kind of check out the infirmary, see if anyone's in there.
Okay.
How much time do we have before?
At this point, it's mid-afternoon, and so you're probably getting into about 4 or 5 hours before the sun really starts to set.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to head into the infirmary there, Yimmer?
Like, sneak in, though. Like, doesn't
Oh.
want to be seen. Yimmer wants to raid the medicine cabinet.
Oh no!
Okay. With that, I want you to make a... I would like for you to make a stealth check, please.
Excellent.
Uh-oh.
Do I have advantage on this? Was that one of our boons?
You have no. Your advantage was for initiative checks.
Okay. Well, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, and are you still exhausted or not anymore? Because you guys did wake up from a long
Yeah, I
rest.
thought we had a long rest,
I-
so
I think Hal and I are the only ones with exhaustion still.
Yeah, because you guys push yourself a little further to get everything done.
Mm-hmm.
so that's gonna be a 13.
Okay. You walk up to where the infirmary is, and it is kind of like an open door solution. There's no door in this actual frame.
Mhm.
Kind of walk on. You stick your head in, and you're looking around. You don't see anybody in the immediate vicinity. You step in. You're looking. Make a perception check.
Good. Oh dear lord. Okay. 13.
You're looking around, and you notice that there is the physician's room, and the door is shut. And around this area, you see like a couple of cots that have been set up, and kind of a little bit of a receiving area. It's more or less very small, very rudimentary, but kind of gets the job done.
Mhm.
But you don't see any sort of like medicine cabinetry. You just more or less see like a couple of stands set up, and not a lot of things indicating that medicine would be kept out in the open.
Yimmer will go over to the, I guess, physician's office.
Okay. You check the door.
Yimmer will knock on it first. Hello? Anyone there?
Okay. You know, out of everything that I had made preparations for in the Castle Menestad layout and all that, I actually didn't have the time to make an infirmary.
Oh,
Been holding on to that till our last day.
Yep.
Can't kick me
You
out.
always
I'm already
find
leaving.
something, but where's the... Not what I What?
Like it's going to be one of those knocks where it's like you're trying to be quiet, but also be heard.
Mm-hmm. I know the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Okay, there it is.
Loud, but not.
There we go. Sorry, no, I did have something. I just had it in the wrong spot.
Oh, that's not where that room goes.
You knock on the door, and eventually you hear somebody rustle into the room.
Oh, damn it.
Opens the door, and you see this high elf with a stern face and an attitude. She looks like she just kind of awoke from a nap. Doesn't look too happy about that. Can I help you with anything?
Well, I was going to ask for your input on some mushrooms as to which might be healthier than others, but I can see that you're probably not in a mood to help at the moment. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Is there a medical emergency?
No.
Please leave my office.
Okay.
She just kind of slowly shuts the door.
Yimmer will go back to quietly looking around the infirmary, seeing if there's anything else.
I mean, there's a nice chair.
Well, can't blame me for trying. And Yimmer will go back.
I mean, generally what you find is kind of like when you're sitting in the waiting room.
Yeah.
It's not, or not even the waiting room, like when you're in the personal doctor's office.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like there's the computer screen, there's the thing, the chair, and you're, as much as you can look, it's probably just like rudimentary sanitary supplies.
Okay.
That's kind of what you find by rooting around.
Okay.
All right, heading back.
Yep.
So you guys are gonna rest up until the big time.
Yep.
Clean.
Yep.
Can I try
What?
something?
What?
I want to try and give you a defensive weapon, but I don't know if it will work.
What's wrong with my weapons? What are you trying to tell me? I mean, just be upfront with it.
It's
What,
not.
do you not like them?
You don't have to use it yourself. It just does it on its own. You're free to use your weapons alongside it.
Can I look at it first?
No, because it's a spell.
What?
Look, I want to.
Goose, I don't do spells! You know this!
Well, I do. And you're up in the thick of things. If
What is
this
it?
works, this spell would make it so that anytime something hits you, you will hit them back. Kind of.
Kind of. This isn't a kind of situation.
Well, because
What
it's not
can and
you
cannot-
doing it, it's the spell doing. Look, it'll be a burst of an element that erupts. You know the one that was all like lava, watery, that
Yes.
erupted every time? It's kind of like that.
Yeah, I do remember that one.
It's kind of like that. Except you would be doing it to them.
Oh man, and I gotta look like them too, don't I?
Nah.
Can I though?
I don't know. Illusion was never something I was great at.
Alright, well, we'll work with this. do I get to be like that forever?
Normally, it lasts about 10 minutes. This is not
That's
how the
enough time.
spell normally works, so I don't know how long it will last. Not sure it'll even work.
Okay, hold on. We're testing this out tonight.
No. Right now.
Right
See
now?
if it's possible. If you're okay with it. This is a
You're
spell
fine.
that's normally only cast on the wielder.
Where's Hal?
I'm here.
I'm just yelling at
Remember when we
Hal
said
behind
nothing
me.
was
Hal!
creepy? This is it. Embrace the creepy. Or it will embrace you.
I've been back.
I mean,
Oh God.
look, I like the feeling of poking holes in my opponent as much as anybody, but speaking from my own experiences, if you can work a little magic in there, it often don't hurt. Well, at least wise it doesn't hurt you. Hey, come on, like, are you honestly saying that I've seen what you can do with an axe, it's a frightening thing, don't want to have some kind of effect that when somebody smacks at you, you automatically smack them right back?
I mean, that sounds nice. I mean, it sounds fucking great. But are there any after effects?
There aren't supposed to be.
Generally not unless you want there to be.
Oh, okay. Fuck it. Okay, we'll try it.
I mean,
Cool.
if you really want, the after effect can be the last of the wine from Gelbin.
Ooh, that wine's good. Okay. All right, put it on me.
Alright. And I'm gonna try to sculpt Fire Shield forcefully onto her.
Personally.
Because normally it's a self-cast.
What level you're doing this at?
4th level.
4th level. Okay. I want for you to make a percentile.
Okie dokie. That's 7, 8.
This is field. Okay. Because of your evocation background and practice, you're good at shaping these spells, or at least shaping things that you can project from your mind and the intellect that comes with it. The understanding follows through. You try to change the nature of what Fire Shield does by allowing it to jump to another person. You're casting the incantation. You're doing the verbal and somatic motions. You reach out, you try to evoke it onto spleen, herself. You put your hand on her shoulder, and it doesn't seem to be working.
Now punch me in the face.
Okay.
Hal, make a. I mean,
Don't let him
I would
hit.
say make an attack. Actually, no, make an attack roll. Just your strength modifier.
So 0.
Straight roll it.
It's 10.
10. So you crack Spleen across the face, and Spleen, you are a. You feel it, but very much like seeing that big drunk guy get hit across the face, you're just like, King! Recoil right back.
I don't think it worked.
No.
Is your hand okay, Hal?
Oh!
Yeah, Hal, it was like punching a brick wall.
It's from clenching a lot. I mean, I know they tell me to wear a guard at night, but I shred through it.
Let's just be honest. Do you ever actually follow physician rules?
A what?
Exactly.
I assume it still burned the slot.
You did burn the slot.
Okay.
Because you had to
Damn.
cast it to
Yes.
try.
Damn.
I don't think it worked either.
It was worth a shot.
I'll have to practice more, see if I can figure out how to get it to work. It's not normally supposed to work on other people, only on the person casting it.
Then why even try?
Because that's what I do.
I mean, really, it's what both of us do. We try and break the rules of magic to see what happens, if anything.
That reminds me, Diamondback. I have something I want to try with you at some point too.
Ooh.
And Hal, actually.
Oh.
Well, don't keep me on, pins and needles here, darling.
Actually, well, Diamondback, can you? I know Hal and I can create a hut without burning, any energy. We could ritually create one. I don't know if you can.
10 minutes.
Can you?
Yeah. Like I said, if you need it quick, I can burn it out.
Well,
if you give me 10 minutes, then.
Yeah. Well, guys, you up for seeing what we can do with a hut?
Sounds good.
Worst case scenario, it blows up. Best case scenario, we figure out a way that we could shield a whole lot of civilians at one time.
It's going to work like building a house of cards?
Yeah, kinda.
I'm thinking more like...
But with magic.
it sounds more like a shield wall almost.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, alright. Kind of tune up the loot. Suppose y'all don't have to sing to make yours happen, eh?
No, I'm not great at singing. I'm just gonna start.
If I did, you'd be
reading
the
off
first to
shield.
know.
Yeah. So as I start the ritual cast it, I look over at Spleen and go, your abs, they flex, your biceps bulge, you have such chaos to indulge in a swirling rage of stunning emerald green. My strength cannot compare to yours, I struggle just to open doors, and I cannot compete with you, oh Spleen.
Ow! Stop! You're gonna make me blush! Stop!
I punch him like in the arm.
You hear clapping. You look over to the doorway. You see Violet Fury. I can see why Sabrik wants you around. You're fairly entertaining.
Oh, thank you. I try my best.
That's also
What
the
are you
first time
doing
you've
here?
confirmed that for me.
Well, thank you.
What are you doing here?
I'm going down to get set up. By the time you guys have been doing these conversations, it's getting pretty close to pretty much to go time. Seems like you guys are not ready yet. I'd like for you to be there in 10 minutes, please.
Ah,
I'm ready.
All right.
guess
Good.
we'll just try this another time then.
Or we'll try it on the fly.
This not prepared.
Fair. All right, well. Find Yimmer and go have some fun, shall we?
Yimmer's been back this whole time. You just didn't even realize it.
Oh!
Yammer! Yammer!
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey.
Just be in the corner, eating some mushrooms.
Yep.
You guys
You
walk.
ready?
You guys were walking down
Yeah.
to the Harvest Festival, and it's starting to get to the golden hour. So the way the light is crisping over the city walls and the buildings, it's rather beautiful in its own right. The autumn leaves on the trees and all the shrubberies that have been around are it's giving a nice gleam. But you realize as you walk forward that there is a lot of people here. And it's bustling with an anxious and nervous energy, and the crowd seems kind of weary. Yet somewhat excited to see the festivities up and running in the center of Noon Square. Streets are filling with a cool chill in the air that swing the hung lanterns that are roped from stall to stall and from building to building. The smell of fresh baked goods in the air and the sweets and savories hitting the palate all at once. Vendor stalls are all huddled into the small clusters around the central bonfire that heats the immediate area. But in the center of the square itself is a large open fire pit that is currently being fed. It looks like everything has been lit. And the atmosphere is set. The sun starts setting, and you see the light fade away. And as that happens, everything else starts lighting right up. You get the atmosphere that you think should have been without fear. You see stacks of hay and crates all over the place, seemingly just kind of setting up the mood. Bunch of barley that has been roped together to kind of give the feel of the harvest that had just passed. See this stage, and it's a well constructed platform with an overhead tarp to catch any potential weather that could be coming through. It looks fairly sturdy, and it's almost not dead center, but it's off center just to kind of make sure that nobody's getting burned by the giant bonfire that's direct center of the Noon Square. You see the patrol patterns of the guards walking back and forth, and as you're walking towards one of the main gates of the festival, you see the sergeant and the captain standing at guard, and they acknowledge you, Spleen, and they acknowledge the rest of Team Them. You walk on in. It is packed. Moving quickly is probably going to be a hard time. Seems to be a lot more people than was anticipated. That's a good thing. You're walking through, and you definitely see that there are games that have been set up. You see a tank full of apples just floating in some water. You see children of different races and sizes bobbing for them, sticking their head in face first, trying to get the apples with their teeth. The families there are enjoying the times, laughing, watching their kids' faces get wet and then having to wipe them right off because it's kind of a chilly night. You don't want them to catch a cold. On an off-center stage, from away from the main stage, looks to be another pie eating contest being set up and ready to go. In behind this, you're walking around, and in behind the scenes, you're seeing a bunch of the festival workers getting ready and loading up a bunch of crates. You're not too sure what's going on, but you kind of get the sense that that might be the fireworks that they were talking about. The general feel of the crowd is starting to get more and more excited, more relaxed. The atmosphere is set perfectly. Team them. Is there anything you're specifically looking for, you want to do?
Keeping an eye out for cultists if we can spot any, and
It's kind of
keeping an eye out for when the mayor shows up.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I want all of you to make perception checks, please.
ooh,
Nice.
natty 20.
Nice.
Finally.
Good, because I have a
And-
nat 1
Yeah,
or a
and
5.
Total of 26.
Right
There.
on.
So 17 out of me.
Dean, that. You're all looking around, trying to be attentive to the crowd and just trying to find any subtleties. Nothing is immediately jumping out at you. Maybe that's a good thing.
Now, the good thing is, I'm right at bracer height, and there are no braces down here.
Well, that's good. Let me know you do see any, though. I've been thinking of something I could pull out on them that'd make those real nasty.
Ooh. I do like a surprise.
They won't.
The feeling of the crowd is you're walking for a couple of hours now. It's getting fairly cold. And so you're starting to notice that people are huddling around the bonfires, going out to grab foods. You hear the vendors yelling, "Get your meats! Get your meats!" And you hear off in the background, "Get your pickles!" I would yell it, but the landlord and the parents are upstairs, and that's not. Don't want to be scaring those people. But the smell of the foods are starting to get real enticing. Everybody's enjoying their times. You notice as you're making your way around and doing your own patrol routes, you see that Violet Fury is actually mingling with a bunch of people within the crowd. And for a man of a small stature, he seems to have drawn quite a bit of people around him. Just seems to have a natural act to that. On closer inspection of these people, they look to be town folks, just normal people. Nothing that looks out of the ordinary or anything with it. And you see Fury just laughing, having a jovial time, being the face of Falskallan. Really. As you guys are looking further and further, you had your patrol route takes you into behind the stage, and you see Carplin. It looks like he's arrived, and a little bit of his entourage is there with him, just kind of helping him prep, and he looks elegant. He's wearing formal silks with a nice, long, draping cape, like a half cape that goes over his shoulder. It's beautifully black, some gold filigrees on it, and as he kind of whooshes it around, you notice that it's a very deep blue silk on the inside, where everything is. He notices you all. Ah, you're here. Good. I'm about to make my address. Keep your eyes out, please.
I would like to make our way to an alley or something that we could keep an eye out, but I can duck back behind everyone. Sight.
You, with your perception check, you were looking to find anything that fit that description throughout your time patrolling. And you realize that this whole area is kind of packed, even like the side spots. There isn't a lot of room. That could be potentially for
Out
anything
of
like
sight
that.
of people.
Backstage area is probably the best option.
Yeah, if we could get back there. She'll try. I don't want to try and summon this thing around people.
Are there any like elevated areas like before?
Yeah, a lot of the crates that, like, some of the crates that you had stood on are still there.
Okay.
And a lot of the crates are holding up the lanterns as well, helping string from cart to cart, from building to building, just kind of being that middle way point.
Okay. I think Yimmer would probably try and post up on one of those.
Okay.
Fairly central to where important people will be.
Yeah, you find yourself in one of in a fairly good spot, a good nook, where you have a great view of the stage. You got a great view of the bonfire, the giant bonfire in the center, and then you have a good overwatch of a couple of the stall sections or the stall clusters.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool.
You're all set up there. Anybody else want to start posting in a spot, or?
I'll pick a point 20 or so feet away from Ymir just to lean against a wall and loiter casually, except that I'm still flamboyant, so casually.
Are there a lot of people up where he is?
Carplin?
No, where Yimmer is.
Where Ymir is? I mean, there's the general thoroughfare that it's actually being used, and that's heavy traffic, but where Ymir is specifically on top of the crates, no. Really? Like, he's about 3 crates high, and so you're about 10 feet up.
Okay.
You have a pretty good vantage point. You kind of just sitting on top, looking.
But no
feet
place
dangling.
really that there's no, like, civilians in the area.
I mean, there are spots in behind the stalls, but you still get the sense that a lot of those, like, the vendors will go back and forth using the back routes to try and avoid a lot of the civilian walkways, unless they have to get across to another section to see if, like, they need anything from anybody else. This whole area is fairly active. There are spots that are not used, but you get the sense that it's just not used often or will be used by people that need quick access or whatnot.
Does it look like Howard's ANSI?
Make an insight check.
Like trigger finger type of like. That's really fucking good. What is my insight though?
Letter I. So dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Mhm.
Howard.
Nope. He is actively looking for a place that he can summon the elemental without people spotting it and it causing a panic because they think he's a cultist. And to that point, Diamondback,
Mhm.
can you cover me while I try to summon this thing? And if anybody, asks any questions, spin a story for them that's believable.
Be my genuine pleasure.
I don't know
And I'm
how
actually gonna. Oh,
big
sorry.
this thing is gonna be. So
All right.
I don't want to cause a panic.
Well, that being the case, how close do you want to be to the action when you summon it?
Well, that's a good question. What kind of element do we want to summon?
How long does it take you to get it going?
Takes about a minute to cast. But what I
Yeah.
target is going to determine what kind of elemental comes out.
I kind of look at the bonfire and sort of just give you a look of like, well, we've got that option, but
Well, if I'm within 90 feet, I can do it.
all right. Are there any? Are we in a walled off area right now? Are there any like kind of roofs or towers nearby?
No, not generally walled off. You're within the square, and
Okay.
everything's kind of naturally funneled with how everything has been set up.
Yeah.
So you're not exactly walled, and towers, like, honestly, your highest spots are the buildings that are around the
Okay.
that are surrounding the square itself.
Yeah.
Where you guys are, it's not. There really isn't any high points. Like, in all honesty, like, Yimmer's probably at one of the highest spots
Yeah.
by like the crates that have been set up.
So I look around to the few of the roofs and I go, all right, if you really want, I can probably get you and me up on top of one of those to summon it. Might get us out of sight, but if need presents, I am more than happy to come up with something on the fly.
It'd be best to do this as a show.
Ooh. Now that I can get behind.
Right there with the mayor. Think you can spin a believable story for that?
Oh, I'm working on it. Let's think here. I mean, well, only question I got for you. How honest do you want me to be about what is going to be summoned?
That's up to you, because all I know is it's going to be big and fiery.
All right. Oh, yeah.
You don't know how long you're gonna control it.
Problem.
So why are you so antsy to get it out now?
Because if shit pops off, I'm not going to have time then.
You hear the crowds cheering as you see Carplin walk onto the stage. In his very aristocratic form, he walks with such a grace and a poise that commands a respect, but also has a soft demeanor to him that allows people to not be immediately afraid or doubt that he doesn't come with harsh intentions. He looks up, he raises his hand over the crowd, and he brings it down, and everybody silences. He sits and waits for a couple of seconds. He looks. And in this booming voice, it's still softly spoken, but very projected, says, "Citizens of Menestad, my friends, these last months have been hard on us. The constant fear of an attack that has brought us to our knees, grip of paranoia that allows us to act up and lash out. We are surrounded by our brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, the people we've grown up beside. Our community is what makes us strong, unites us together in times of fear. This is why I wanted you all to enjoy the night air, the bonfires, the warm food, the loving company of the people around us. We are not afraid. We are a strong and proud town. I am proud of you. I want you all to enjoy everything tonight. You have given so much to me. I want to give it back. This is why I want you to enjoy the festivities." He says that and he raises his hand. As he does, he drops them, and all you see is the flashing colors.
Diamondback, you got anything?
Flashing colors are out in the air.
I got
You
something.
you've seen. You're at now? All of you are actively looking.
Yep.
Well, if Diamondback starts something that'll be believable, I will start trying to cast it. Give me a little assistance first. That would be great.
Yep.
I'm gonna start looking.
Okay. So you guys are going to start ritual casting, sorry, from the spell scroll.
All right.
So are you summoning? You're trying to summon this thing now.
If he can inspire me and spin a story so that it's not freaking people out, sure.
And so the rest of you are actively looking. You're looking around and you're not noticing anything in the crowds. You're seeing that there's nothing there. Just people looking up in amusement. You see the first firework lights off, you see the initial, and then when they realize it is safe and it's okay, they start relaxing. The people.
Howard, you sure about this?
You're not
really.
seeing. The fireworks still keep going off, and Carplin walks off stage. You're looking at Violet Fury, and he's in astonishment himself as well. You definitely see the childlike wonder in his eyes, just enjoying a moment.
Should hold off.
I want to try to listen in between, like the boof, if there's any screams, distant screams, or commotion that's not in that central area.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Okay, almost
Because-
like when you're at a music park, you try to listen for where the roller coaster is, so you listen for the screams.
Yep. You're listening for a specific thing. Yeah.
So perception, you said?
Investigation.
Investigation. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Because you're looking for something thorough. It's like listening to a big band music and trying to pick out the flautists.
Okay, I mean it's not bad. It's a 15. It's 15.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
In between the sounds of astonishment and some of the kids crying because they're not used to the loud, big, scary noises, trying to actively listen in, and you're not finding.
Uh, I think they're not gonna play the same trick as last time.
What was the trick last time?
The fireworks went off and shit came out. I don't think they're gonna do the same thing again.
Might be
All right.
So where you said you guys were posted where?
We didn't really decide. I guess we were just kind of off to one side.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
because I was like, you didn't really go up
Yeah.
on top of a building or
Yeah.
like a turret. Halsteria and Yimmer, again, you're not seeing much. Just your oversight. Thing.
And there are buildings we can climb on? Because
I mean, like I said, the square is set up with a bunch of different stalls and everything, crates, haystacks, whatnot. The only real buildings that are there are the ones that are surrounding Noon Square itself. Like you've got your cobbled set up stands that are sturdy, but are they a building? Not really.
I'll send a message to Howard with my book saying, you hear my voice in your head. All's quiet here. Hold your fire for now.
Diamondback House says we should probably hold off.
Right.
I'm starting to get
Well, in
that
that
feeling
case-
too. What about you?
Well, just in case, and I kind of put my hand on your shoulder, lean in, and sort of whisper, sing, "You're at your best when the going gets rough. You've been put to the test, but it's never enough." And give you some bardic inspiration.
I appreciate it. Oh,
No worries, that's 10 minutes you got with that. Let me know when you need
hopefully
more.
I won't need it.
As the lights are, as the flashes are going off, they stop. Everybody starts cheering, and just the general astonishment of it all. The fireworks display, as rudimentary as it may be to what we know, is still fairly exciting and new to people who've never experienced active gunpowder and different types of metals that have been burned into the air, the atmosphere. You smell it. It's new. Something you could get used to.
I mean, the sight was pretty, but we need to. We need to scout.
Do I have a line on Violet Fury from where I'm standing?
If you're off on the side, no, you
Okay.
don't, because of his short stature and the general height differences of everybody in the crowd. You would be hard pressed to try and pick him out in a crowd. The only person who
Yeah.
has any sort of line of sight would be Yimmer.
All right. So I'm just going to kind of, look like I'm stroking my chin and sort of point back to Yimmer and message, "Hey, Yim, you got eyes on Fury?
Oh, yeah.
How's he doing?"
He's starting to walk around with the rest of the people. He kind of still by himself. You see him making his way to the stage, kind of going off to the side and coming up onto the main stage itself. It doesn't look like he's trying to get anybody's attention. He's just more or less trying to do what you guys are doing, and looks like he's generally looking over the crowd. As
Seems
he's
fine.
pardon?
Nope, just seems fine.
Do I have a view on him now that he's on stage?
You do.
Again, just sort of subtly. "It feels too damn quiet out here. This is Diamondback.
Now, one thing I started thinking.
Oh, so that was to Violet Fury.
Oh,
Yeah, he.
Jimmy's just talking to himself on top of all the crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's refreshing. And we may not actually have to do anything tonight.
Yeah, that's one word for it, except I ain't usually that lucky.
Off in the background, you hear.
Is that a firework?
You don't see the light of a firework.
Yep.
You message out,
Hey.
see what I mean?
I'm gonna start casting.
Where was that?
Hey, Hale, how's the one near you, am I right?
Yes.
Just got to thinking. If the tunnels were under us, why are we looking up in the air?
I'm gonna start casting, targeting
Oh,
the
no.
ground.
You're hearing these loud noises come in. You're looking everywhere. As you're frantically looking, you look at Fury. And behind him apparates a small woman on a dark foal that is covered in flames. She comes in and stabs him.
I changed my mind. I'm gonna stop casting and I'm gonna cast on her if she's close enough.
You're a good 60 feet away. She
That
stabs.
is
You don't hear Fury, but you see him just like lean back. She pulls out. As Fury tries to turn around, she disappears.
I cast Dimension Door to get right beside Fury.
I just
You-
keep doing.
And with that, we're gonna take a quick break.
God, my bladder.
Yep.
Oh, you're like.
Well, I had to set the tension somehow.
No,
Alright.
this is good.
We'll be right back.
She's back.
Hmm.
All right, we'll be back in 5 minutes, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Please stick around. This is when the party begins.
Yeah.
My bladder.
definitely needed to release some of the bladder that had been building up and some of the tension that had to be built up to ensure that you guys would come back. But with that, Diamondback, you dimension door up to Violet Fury. Howard, you're placing your focus on the ground to summon an elemental. Bleen, Yimmer, Halsterian. The other H to my problems.
Are we doing anything yet? I don't see anything.
Everybody
you're-
move! Move, 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 move! It's time, come on! That way, that way!
The general feeling of the crowd is because there was a lot of loud noises, like didn't sound like any firework at all, and there was some rumbling that was happening for sure. A lot of people were starting to get pretty spooked. And the people who did see Violet Fury getting stabbed had screamed and started making a panic. The giant bonfire is starting to wick just back and forth violently. With everything in turn, you're almost on the verge of a riot situation or a panicked crowd.
Is there any of the guards getting into action? I can see anything like that.
The guards are now stepping into action. Some of the ones that have been in patrol are now within corralling mode.
Mm-hmm.
And the captains, Yimmer's the only one who has an active view on this one, where you have some view of the gates that allowed people in. And you see the captains starting to usher people out and getting people to move. Diamondback, what are you up to?
I am strumming on my lute, and I look down at Violet Fury and go, all right, normally I'd sing you something fancy, but we need to get you up. And I'm going to cast a 3rd level healing word on him.
As you get up there, he's not on the ground or hurting. He's definitely like, he's in pain. He's like, just give me a second. I'll be okay. Pulls a knife that was left on his side. Okay, hit me.
All right. So, like I said, normally I'd come up with a song, but well, time being of the essence and everything. Here you go.
As you start strumming, you start plowing back and forth, just like doing all your hammer-ons and hammer-offs. You're almost doing like an Eddie Van Halen sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah!
Alrighty, so that's healing word at 3rd level, so that's going to be 3d4 plus 5.
Alrighty.
But does it take the record for most metal heal?
Oh, nice. So that's going to be 10 hit points he gets back.
All right. He breathes in deeply. Oh, thank you. All right. Start getting these people out of here now.
Pleasure.
And if anything happens, I want you to go after her. Got it?
Right on.
Tell the others.
Yeah.
You start seeing that his eyes are right into like command mode. He's going all out. He's looking around and he points out to one of the captains, signals them to come in. Now get going.
So I message out to basically everybody, be like, all right, word from Fury is, we see Izana, she's the target.
Yes!
The flames in the great bonfire are wicking back and forth violently. You see a hand, a giant flaming hand come out, and another one come out further.
Oh, fuck.
You see legs coming out of it too, just. And you think it would make a noise, but it doesn't. I'm making this noise because it makes me feel cool.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
Back and forth, boom, boom. And that's when you start feeling the ground rumble. That's when you see other hands coming out of the ground, just coming up. Violet Fury's looking back and forth. It doesn't look like he's frantic, But he looks, pulls out a horn that was on his side, and he just blows it. The crowds start dispersing quicker and quicker. The guards that are in the area are dispersing everybody quickly. And as the captains are starting to come in and start taking formation and start attacking, Fury looks up and around. Where is everybody? The fire elementals and these earth elementals are coming up, and they are starting to swing. So the captains are coming in and trying to protect the people that are there. You guys are actively looking around, and you hear the whinny up in the sky. Looking up, you see Izana circling around on her nightmare. You think you hear commands going out, but because of the loud motions of the crowd, like the sounds of it all, you can't hear anything. She starts going off into, well, in a random direction. It doesn't seem right. Violet Fury looks up. He points to all of you guys. Boom. There. Gives you the signal to go.
All right.
Howard, how much longer?
How much longer?
I would say you're about 45 seconds in.
Not much. Muttered between arcane words that sound like gibberish to everyone else.
Yeah, you're speaking in a very Terran-like way. You auto-translated everything into Terran to summon this elemental coming up and out. He's looking, Violet Fury points. As he does, he jumps down into the crowd. You don't see him. Seconds go by. You guys are all now intermixing into one point. You're trying to weave through this crowd, and it is difficult to do. I'd like Yimmer, Halsterian, and Spleen to make athletics checks, please.
Oh boy.
That's unfortunate.
Still at disadvantage because I'm tired.
It's a 10.
25.
13.
Okay. Spleen, you see the line through the crowds, and you weave right through back and forth, trying to usher Halsterian with you. Yimmer, you are apt at going through a crowd, given your stature as well. You're having a harder time finding this line, but eventually you make it through. As this happens, Howard, make a spell casting check, please.
Oh boy.
Use that inspiration.
What is your inspiration die?
That's 1d8, my friend.
The DC is set at 17.
I know.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh, that's the wrong die. You said a D8?
D8.
Oh, right. That is... that's just intelligence, right?
No, it should be whatever your casting modifier is, right?
Which is just intelligence, unless it's a full-on spell attack. I think it's
all right. I looked it up this morning, and I just got to be double sure on this one.
Where is it?
Yeah. Using your spell casting
wrong
ability
page.
to determine whether it casts successfully. So if it can you summon elemental as your class?
Yes.
Can you do that normally? You can add your proficiency to that.
Well, thank fuck, because without proficiency, that was a 15.
Oh!
With proficiency, it's a 19.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's is it your spellcasting modifier? No, it's just your spellcasting ability. Determine whether so I wouldn't see why you couldn't do it with your proficiency.
Okay. Then it
Because
is
you
a
are casting
19
within your
total.
realm. Yeah, you're casting within your realm to do this.
Mhm.
19 total. Releasing the last words, and you see the seals binding on the armor. Formation of the ground comes right inside the armor plating. You see arms stick out. Another arm stick out. This thing is growing, and it is growing at an exponential rate. You are not used to seeing this.
I'm just
thing.
kind of like, as it crumbles in my hand, I'm just like, whoa.
It is growing large. It is growing 10 feet tall. The armor takes on a whole new shape of it by itself. It looks like it's slated stone over dirt and other clumps of soil and rock, clay, everything else. In its large hand, you see a giant maul, a single-sided hammer with a hook blade on the other side. It turns around, and its visor comes across, down. What looks to be a face is just a singular hollow point.
That's so hot.
You've just successfully summoned an earth elemental myrmidon.
I'm just kind of staring
Ooh,
at
hell
it as the dust blows away. That's fucking cool.
Rock hard.
It is waiting on your command.
Let me pull up the stats so I can actually see what it does.
I'll send it to you.
All right, that's great.
I had it prepped.
Howard, you got this?
I believe I got this.
All right. You want me to stick around, or should I start chasing Izana?
Start chasing. I'm coming to.
Right. See you there. And I'm going to dimension door again, this time onto whatever roof is nearest to the direction Izana was heading.
She kind of went over you guys.
Yeah.
She kind of went over you guys. So while all this is happening, it's you're like 15 seconds go by and boom, you're up. You look over and you see in the distance, the flaming form of the nightmare flying through the sky. It's kind of hovering not high, but like a good 30 feet above the buildings. And so she's still moving. It looks like she's actively moving. So what are you doing? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm just gonna give as much chase as I can across any rooftops that are connecting.
The way that everything is kind of set up right now is you can run across a couple of the roofs, but you're going to have to try and make a jump, and it looks like a good 20 to 25 feet between sections of buildings.
Yeah.
So like you've got the cluster of the block.
Yeah.
Then trying to get across. Sometimes it's like that. You could probably lateralize going in between where the alleyways are, where the thinner roads can be. You probably get about 15-foot jump, 10 to 15-foot jump, but it's
from where I can, from where I am right now, can I see where the gang is?
yeah, it's you can easily go right back, and it like where you had stopped. No, you couldn't see them, but you could go back and see them. I realized I was about to explain something completely different.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, from where I am, then I'm instead just going to look around and see if there are any sort of sprigs of non-magical flame within 60 feet of me, roughly in the direction Izan is traveling.
No, you don't see any flames like that. But as you turn around to go back to find your people, you notice Castle Menestad is on fire.
That was not me.
Sorry?
That was not me.
I'm going to just kind of hop down to ground level and see if I can find any guards.
You're make an athletics check for that one. As that's happening, Howard, Yimmer, Lean, Halsterian, what are you up to?
I am keeping chase. I want to have eyes constantly up, trying to find her.
Okay. So Diamondback comes down. And like, are all of you actively doing this as well? The rest of you?
Yeah. I've
No,
climbed up.
Nope.
Pardon? Steve?
I am not. I'm going to be lighting my lantern of revealing
Mm.
because I feel like there's something going on we can't see here.
Right, we had
I did too.
a feeling there was something going on.
You
but I
light the
don't know.
lantern of revealing, and I want everybody to make a perception check, please.
All right.
Another investigation check. This is going to be a group check.
Oh, perception or investigation?
Perception. My bad.
Okay,
Thank you
that's
for
hell.
clarifying that for
That
me.
was
I was
pretty
gonna
good
say, I was
for
like- it was like-
disadvantage.
It's a big difference for
And
me.
the athletics check was a 19.
And so you easily climb down. It's about like a 20-foot high,
Yeah.
like a 2-story building. It's not hard to get down, but I mean, trying to get down is not easy. Not easy as climbing.
Which, speaking of climbing, I'm gonna had the Myrmidon lift me up onto its shoulder so I can get better view.
Nice.
Good.
Also, that's a 21 with disadvantage. Holy shit!
Me too, 21.
21. All
But
right.
not disadvantage.
8.
Natural one.
Ah, that's more along
17.
what I was expecting.
With that, Diamondback, you get down. Tell the group.
Are they here?
Yeah, like you're
Oh, cool.
the way I saw it was you kind of like as you turned around to go back, you saw Castle Menestad on fire, and now you're coming down,
Yeah.
and you're coming down to where you basically where the group was.
Okay. So yeah, I kind of basically go, not used to being that physical. All right, she's heading that way. Castle's on fire. Where's Violet Fury?
Howard, you see Violet Fury, and you see an absolute madman dual wielding 2 axes, just boom, 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 wailing on earth elementals back and forth, yelling at the captains and sergeants to get these people out of here. And you see the sergeants and captains out in battle formation, duo team together, coming in, and with their contingencies behind them, their specific guards that are pertain to their ward. Wow, words are hard right now. But battle formations are in order, and it is holding the line. Spleen, you would be proud if you were able to see this.
Yeah. She's that way?
Yeah.
Why are we stopping? Cass is on fire? The fuck is going on? I don't know. Where is she?
But as you guys start moving out towards the crowd, you notice that Izana is actually coming back, and she's lower. Like, she's kind of flying in between the streets. It's still very far out, but like she's coming back and then kind of weaves through another part of the town. You kind of lose her. Do you chase? Do you follow? What do you do?
What is she doing? Is she just swooping? Is she attacking? Is she yelling anything?
You don't hear yelling because of the sound of combat and everything around you guys. You guys are having a hard enough time hearing anything.
Did the lantern reveal anything?
And I was just about to get to that.
Okay.
But yep.
I was like, I don't know if I
no.
missed that.
No, the land you're Howard, you're Halsterian. You are sweeping the lantern around, trying to see if there's any invisible forces. No, nothing in the general vicinity. What is the range on that reveal?
I believe it was 30 feet.
30 feet?
Yes.
Okay, no, you definitely see two shapes, like two shadowy figured shapes that are coming in behind some of the guards.
I'll yell to alert them. Behind you. Behind you.
Make
Still
a
not the right
performance check,
accent,
please.
Does that reveal it for everyone or just the holder of the lantern?
The way I look at it as if it's revealed within the light.
So this whole disadvantage thing is a pain in the arse
Oh,
because
no.
6.
You yell into the crowd and you get the general feel that they can't hear you. These dark shadowy figures come in, and as they make their attack, they reveal themselves. Realizing that the guards are pseudo-pincered, they turn into the training of theirs kicks in, and they turn into a phalanx pattern, and they start stabbing outward and whatnot. It's like a well-oiled machine. What's going on here?
I'm so proud of them.
I just want you to know that your successes made this fight much more bearable for them.
Woo! Yay!
Good
I did
job,
something.
Spleen.
I did a thing, guys. Look at what it did.
But that's what's going on. And with that reveal, you start hearing the guards starting to like take on a different defensive position while pressing an attack towards elementals. You start noticing that there are cultists starting to crop up here and there. Violet Fury still doing his thing. He looks out at you guys, and you get the look of like, what the fuck you doing here?
Oh, doke.
Yeah, oh my god, you're great! This way!
You guys start following with the general group. With the general group perception check and whatnot, you were still able to determine the direction that Izana was. You start heading into that place. And given that a lot of the crowd at this point, like I'm saying this is about 5 minutes out, and a lot of the major crowd is gone, but you're still going to be running into lingering people.
Yeah.
You're weaving through, trying to follow where Izana was, and you see her overhead, and she's just hurling like firebolts here and there, just not at the people, but just causing general distraction. Looks like she's just like not even a distraction, just like randomly.
How far out is she?
From you guys, looks like a good couple 100 feet.
Damn.
Still like flying away. So I want you guys to. Ooh. I want to say tracking, but that's not track. Oh, like what's
Survival is to track something.
Yeah, and that's like at this point, you guys are. I'm assuming you guys are following.
Yeah, I'm
You're dead.
Tunnel
You're dead
vision.
lining. You're dead gunning.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're following suit. Weaving in through where Noon Square was and starting to get into the Iron Bridge district. The corridors are starting to get tighter now. And you're having a harder time following her, but she's still maintaining a low profile. Like a low... Like lower than what the heights of the buildings are.
How far are we now? Still
You
100?
guys are catching in. You're about 100 feet out.
Firebolt.
Firebolt? All right. What are you aiming at?
Her.
What are you aiming? Her? Okay. Making a spell attack, please.
Say this from behind.
Oh, holy shit. Wow, that's terrible. That's a 10 to hit.
Yeah, that does not hit. With her flying on this creature, with her flying on this nightmare, you're firing out, but it whizzes past her head. She realizes She realizes now that she's being followed more thoroughly. And still keeps going. You guys are making the distance.
You have to hit her, Howard.
I'm trying. It's a little shaky up here. Cast again.
Yeah, and on
do
this,
we still have time for an Eldritch Blast?
We'll say, why are you shooting then?
Yeah, definitely time for an Eldritch Blast. Like, I can still say that you guys are firing within these lines together.
That one doesn't have to be a disadvantage.
Yeah, that didn't matter for me. I still rolled a 2.
24.
24? Okay, that
The
hits.
first one.
Okay.
And
Oh, that's right. That's a beam.
19 for the second.
19 for the second. All right. That hits as well.
All right. Where'd my 10s go? There they are. The first one is 6, and the second one is 5. And due to Lance of Lethargy, her speed is reduced by 10. I am aiming for the horse, by the way.
Oh, are you? I thought you were aiming
Yeah.
for her.
No, I'm sorry. Is that...
Different AC. Does it still hit?
Yeah, I apologize.
Cool. All right. Let me just get the other sheet out. Thank you very much.
My little
My bad.
pony.
Okay, so what's the damage?
6 on the first hit and 5 on the second.
Okay. All right, that works. Flaring these out, Howard, you're trying to hit Izana while Halsterian. You recognize maybe going for the horse is probably the better bet.
Why
Boom.
why try and hit her if gravity can do the work for you?
Boom.
Bigger hindquarters.
You fire these Eldritch Blasts out, the creamsicle colored light bolts of beams and laser fire and magicness. Hits the rear end of this foal, and you hear the whinny. And you notice that your guys are starting to catch up further and further. She's starting to list a little bit. She pulls off into a side. I want you guys go on to roll 20.
Dun 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 dun.
I have all these new tricks I can pull out now.
Yeah.
By the way, can I tear some of like my clothing and stuff it in my ears?
Just be like you gonna try to fucking do that shit again? Wait,
I mean, you're on the run. It would be very hard pressed to do that. I would say you would have a very hard time trying to maintain concentration and like trying to do that while sticking shit in your ear.
Okay.
She starts listening and starts coming closer and closer to the ground. And in this area, it's a fairly open area within Iron Bridge. Comes up, turns around, and notices all of you guys. You guys are still about a good 100 feet away. You're closing the distance. As she does, snaps both her fingers, does this whirling motion. Da-da-da-da.
It's a beautiful day for murder.
Come on. Load. What?
Oh,
I would like all of you to make a intelligence saving throw.
Oh.
What? Oh no!
Okay.
Shit! Ooh,
Oh no.
Oof.
Oh no.
Oof.
For posterity, what does luck allow me to do?
You re-roll.
Yeah, you could re-roll and
Mm.
choose whichever one you want.
Yep. Choose
Oh,
better.
like, okay. Well,
Okay,
if
this
I can
makes more
choose.
sense to me.
Well,
So
I'll
if you
choose
roll-
the natural 20.
Hey,
Nice.
Beautiful.
Oh. Hey, what's up, Yimmer? Do you have a negative modifier to yours? Because I do.
No, just a 0. You know.
Oh,
All right,
boy.
so
Yep, Yimmer's not a smart cookie.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
0.
we haven't-
I got a 0, by the way.
Oh no,
I got a 1 minus 1.
one
Oh,
minus one, so 0. Okay, so that's you fail that one. Yimmer,
5.
fail that. Diamondback, you got the natural 20,
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
Dang.
House Darian,
17.
just pass.
Oh,
I haven't
Howard,
used the luck.
19.
you pass.
Uh-oh.
There's way too many dice.
You're
we just die. I just.
And you're gone. Not
Or it's
quite
like
it.
sends us to different planes or something.
Diamondback.
Oh. Does the Myrmidon need to make one?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh man. Mermaid.
The mermaid?
Merman.
Oh boy.
Mermamillion.
It also
Merman.
has a -1.
Oh no.
Hey, I have the intelligence of an elemental.
14
I'm a
total.
flesh elemental, really.
that explains a lot.
Yeah.
You just
Bones
call
and
those a
meat.
golem.
Yeah, a golem.
All right,
It's a
what'd you
weird
roll?
accent to say
14
goblin.
for it total.
It fails.
Oh God, what's happening?
Hold on 1 second.
Nothing good.
Does it need to
Oh,
be
boy.
able to understand a language?
Da-da-da.
Teenagers piss the living hell out of me.
Nice.
For those who have failed,
Oh,
you
no.
take 21 points of psychic damage.
Oof. That's,
No, I need those.
that's not
And
fun.
10 points for those who have saved.
I only ask because of this thing not knowing common. Does it need to know a language for that to
No.
affect it? Okay. Okay.
It's got hit
Oh.
with
She
9.
flicks her hands right out. You barely see these little motes of light just whizzing right beside you. She twinned the spells. 2 points right beside you. Explode out in this psychic burst of energy. You feel the pressure in your mind and head. For those who have failed the intelligence saving throw, now have muddled thoughts for a minute. During that time, it rolls a d6 and subtracts that number roll from all of its attack throws and ability checks,
Ooh.
as well as constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. The target can make an intelligence saving throw at the end of each of its turns. If you succeed, the effect ends.
Okay. At the end of the turns?
Yes.
Okay.
With that, roll for initiative.
And I maintained
Okay.
concentration.
I remember we had
Advantage on.
Yep.
Do I need to subtract the d6 from that too?
Yep.
Whoa.
So all you guys get advantage on
Fuck.
that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dear.
Okay,
Oh.
oh, math. Okay, hold on.
Well, that's,
Advantage didn't help.
Oh no.
It was an at 20, but -6, so 14.
Oh, jeez. Okay,
18.
hold on. Hold on.
Sorry, 17.
You said 21 psychic damage earlier, right?
21 psychic damage to those who have failed, 10 for those who had passed. So, all right, 25 to 20.
Oh fuck, what's my modifier? 22.
Okay, 20 to 15.
19.
17.
18.
That. Wow, Jesus.
Hey, we get to go first this time.
Okay, so
Maybe.
19 is Diamondback.
Yep.
18 is Splen.
Yeah. Oh, how? Oh, no. Oh, buddy.
Could be worse. I had advantage.
Mer is there. And that leaves House
9.
Varian. 9.
9.
There you go. With the psychic energy that hits the ground and causes all of you to have this massive groaning headache for a couple of seconds. Yimmer, Spleen, this thing is splitting your head and it hurts to try and think and concentrate. I'd like for you to make a concentration check on that, please, as well, Howard.
I did. I rolled a 13 plus whatever
Yeah,
the
so
hell
you
my...
passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you passed. So with that, you see Izana stand right in front of you, her nightmare, standing on her nightmare, staring you down with daggers in your eyes, haunting you to come forward. Smell of fire in the air, and the panic in the sky. With that, we're going to end tonight's session.
What? What the hell?
You
It's either we go into a long battle or...
That's
Yeah.
true.
Damn, you're right.
I had a
Crap.
feeling.
Oh man.
Damn.
Next week's gonna be intense.
Yeah.
Okay, that means I need to write this stuff down for the Myrmidon.
I've already got it written down that you guys have advantage on death saves as well here.
Ooh.
Oh, good.
So you got that. I still have a luck point.
Thank you for pointing
Oh,
that
that's
out.
You said it's a d6 minus to what?
Any attack rolls, ability checks, as well as constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. That's for people who had failed that save.
Yeah, this is for the Myrmidon.
Oh, don't need to concentrate.
Yeah.
Ooh, treasure chest.
Okay, cool. But with that, I want to thank everybody for staying with us tonight and dealing with the shenanigans that had happened. I hope you guys had a good time. I once again want to thank D&D Beyond for sponsoring us tonight, because without it, we wouldn't have a lot of this information ready at hand or in a very well put together and concise display of information. I also want to say that if you guys are interested in watching any more of Dire Bear's stuff, Monday nights and Tuesdays are the only running games right now, which is Mondays is Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which our own Spleen is in. Yeah, doing the Vogue hands.
Have you, old lady, Madonna. Let Madonna.
My lord. And Revenant Shadow, run by our DM Jason. It's a Star Wars themed game, so if you want to try something that's a little different outside the fantasy realm, I would suggest Star Wars, and I've always enjoyed the Star Wars universe myself. So much variety and everything that kind of goes on with that. But I also want to congratulate our own Yimmer here. In real life, he's gonna have a child soon.
Oh,
In T minus 8
baby.
months, but
Baby.
I want to congratulate him on
That's true.
the prospect of being a father. Faja.
Yes.
It's just gonna be not Yimmer, but Yimini. It's the mini
Yimini.
Yimini.
I am the father.
What with that? We're still in the middle of a pandemic. And there's a lot of shit going on. The world sucks, and we gotta try and be kinder to one another. Be respectful and understand that things are happening. But with that, I want to say, wash your hands, social distance. Don't be a dick. Love one another. But also with that, I also want to ask, do you dare to imagine? You have yourself a good night.
Bye, bye, bye.